The deep, dark waters of Mark Rafallo. The dark, dark waters of DuPont and the forever chemicals. And the deep, dark secrets of Judge Myers, Wilmington, North Carolina. What I find quite amazing is how the film Dark Waters reveals that these massively guilty criminals that dump huge amounts of forever chemicals into America's and the world's waterways are the same bunch of dark slobs that have dumped huge, vast, unbelievable amounts of sewage all over the world. Now, I'm not trying to do anything other than point out the dark, dark, dark secrets and the hidden, concealed records of New York State and how Andrew Cuomo's health department and the Environmental Conservation Department and the Lake George Park Commission engaged back in the 60s of massive dumping of toxic chemicals into Lake Champlain that continues and goes on to this very day. International Paper Company and all the chemicals they use, just for starters. But yes, Mark Rafallo and Dark, Dark Secrets and Judge Myers down in Wilmington, North Carolina. This is, the Cape Fear River secrets, the dark, dark secrets, the hidden files, the hidden records of the waterways in North Carolina and all this massive sewage pandemic, this massive bacteria and virus sewage pandemic that the entire world is being poisoned by enormous, gargantuan amounts of raw human sewage being dumped into the waterways all across America, all across New York, all across North Carolina, all across Florida, all across Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania. The list just goes on and on and on, from the Carolinas to California, from Washington State to Texas. All over the United States, we've got dark, dark, dark secrets where government files and government records are hidden and freedom of information laws are ignored by people like Basil Sagos. Now, Tish James, that would be Letitia James, the Attorney General for the state of New York, I'm pretty sure that you got your registered mail. And I'm pretty sure that Elise Stefanik in Glens Falls, she received her registered mail. And I'm positive certain that Judge Myers in Wilmington, North Carolina, he got his mail. I've been in federal court in Wilmington for years arguing that the state of New York keeps secret and dark, 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 dirty secret records. They conceal, they hide, they cover up, they lie. The dark, 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 forever chemical waters of the Cape Fear River Basin. Let's talk about all the sewage dumped into Cape Fear, Mark Rafallo. There's a whole episode here. There's a whole series that the new Untouchables are eligible to produce here. The immense, unbelievable poisoning of the waters of the death capital of the free world. That would be New York City. Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio. Why are we dumping so much sewage into New York Harbor? Massive, gargantuan amounts of raw human sewage from 472 discharge pipes straight into the harbor, full of bacteria and deadly infectious viruses. Now, you want to talk about some dark, dark waters, some dark, dark secrets. and some extremely hidden and concealed records of New York State and North Carolina. Judge Myers, it seems that North Carolina is involved in all of this too. I was absolutely, wow. Mark Rafallo and Dark, Dark Waters. Mark Rafallo, we need to talk about the dark, dark, dark secrets and hidden records of New York State, and why it is that in the middle of a global pandemic where huge numbers of grandmas and grandpas at senior citizens' homes are being killed. Any freaking moron should know that you take patients with COVID that are actively infectious and you stick them in with the feeble, the aged, or the elderly at the senior citizens' homes. I mean, what the hell could go wrong, right, Andy Cuomo? What could go wrong, Patrick Leahy? What could go wrong, Bernie Sanders? Come on, let's everybody talk about it with Chuck Schumer and Betty Little and Dan Steck and Chrissy Miller. They're the Warren County Board of Supervisors in Glens Falls, New York, the cancer capital of the world. Warren County, New York. You know, go Indians. Lake George Warriors can't be beat. That's my old hometown. It's the cancer capital of New York State. And no, it's not the oral sex. The New York State Board of Health, I don't think they want to talk about the dark, dark, dark waters of the Hudson River and the dark, dark, dark waters of Lake Champlain. Just for starters, let's not forget the dark, dark waters of the St. Lawrence Seaway in Lake Erie and the dark waters of the septic tank capital of the world, the queen of America's septic tank lakes, Lake George, New York, and how all those chemicals and sewage from all the 6,000 leach fields. This place is surrounded by leach fields, Betty Little. Come on, Dan Steck. I mean, Basil Sagos, the park commission there, old David Wick. Come on, David Wick. You telling me that DuPont's dark secrets wouldn't be a whole lot worse if they were using leach field technology? Come on, Eric Sly of RPI University. You know, the Darren Freshwater Institute. Let's talk about leaching leach fields all around Lake George. And being flushed, just like the Cape Fear River Basin. You see, there's dams. There's all kinds of dams up and down the Cape Fear, too. And the Neuse River in North Carolina, Judge Myers. So yeah, we've got dark, dark waters down at Wilmington. Yeah, we sure do. And we got dark, dark waters on Lake Champlain, and states like North Carolina and big corporations like DuPont and great big corporations like Finch Prine and International Paper and Power and Imperial Chemical and Colorant and all these cement companies and General Electric dumping huge, unbelievable amounts of their poisons, along with municipal sewer treatment plants. I mean, they straight pipe. You can see where they straight pipe sewage all over North Carolina, all over Tennessee. People just straight pipe their sewage right into creeks and streams that dump into the rivers. They straight pipe their septic into the public waterways. And I'm sorry, folks, but how's the COVID spreading again? And all these other strange cancers and all these other strange diseases. How much of this is being caused by huge, vast, unbelievable amounts of sewage being slopped all over the place? And that question goes directly to Judge Kimberly O'Connor and U.S. District Judge Myers in North Carolina. How much of this death and disease is being caused by using America's waterways as giant open toilets? Ladies and gentlemen, the information and the links that you need are attached below. And remember one thing, Mark Rafallo. Maybe you need to pick up the phone and call Patrick Lovell and Eric Vaughn and Adam Bronfman and that crew of Steve Grubbenbacks over at the new Untouchables. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it right there. And as always, the dark, dark, deadly waters of New York Harbor. Governor Cuomo, what the hell is really going on?